Welcome back. We're talking about recruiting and how to stay in HR compliance while building our team, according to HR expert and consultant Cheryl Kovach. It's another key to a factor to success. Today we're joined by Cheryl Kovach of Candor Group Incorporated, your human resource business partner. Cheryl, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
You know, as president and CEO of Candor Group, I wanted to ask you, what have you found are some key strategies that businesses should keep in mind when they're growing their team?
That's an excellent question, and you know I get asked that question every day in working with various clients and prospective clients, and things to keep into consideration for growing businesses are, number one, it all starts with identifying what the business strategy is. Okay. First, identifying what our objectives are. What are we trying to accomplish as a business? And then taking that strategy and then building a human resources strategy that is aligned with your business strategy.
I see.
Because given the fact that your people are your most valuable assets, businesses need to place more emphasis on building an HR strategy that drives the business forward.
Okay.
And an HR strategy consists of many different components, from compensation and benefits to training and development to selection to compliance to many other factors as well.
Okay. Now, what are maybe some pitfalls or some things that you've seen growing businesses get into when they're building a team from an HR perspective? If you could touch on that.
Absolutely. There's a multitude of pitfalls. From a compliance standpoint, we are seeing an increasing rate of new laws coming out in the employment landscape, if you will. And for a lot of employers, the pitfalls are making sure that their policies are, number one, written in such a way that they are compliant.
Okay.
But really, it's more about how businesses are practicing their policies. It's the application piece. And in the world of HR and in the landscape of employment law, employee relations as we call it, nothing is ever black and white. It's multiple shades of gray.
Okay.
And businesses really need to leverage experienced HR professionals that have exposure and expertise in managing those gray situations that come up every single day, that involve the numerous employment laws that are out there.
Have you seen at times challenges come into play when businesses who are predominantly family-owned and family-operated, when they're starting to bring others into the business? Have you seen that as a challenge for some businesses?
Yes, absolutely. It is a challenge. In fact, I am working with a client right now who is dealing with that challenge. And the challenge being is, as you start growing from being the family company that it is, and then bringing outsiders, you experience a culture shift. And that culture shift can be turbulent during the process of shifting. And
in what ways turbulent?
In terms of turbulent, the larger an organization gets, the stronger the infrastructure needs to be. And when I say infrastructure, I'm speaking of policies, procedures, standards, expectations, performance levels. All of those things get strengthened and heightened in order to grow the business. And when those things start happening and you start bringing in other perspectives from the outside into this kingdom that where it's been this one way for a very long time, it essentially disrupts the equilibrium. It disrupts the status quo. And that's really what it's about, is changing the status quo. And it's scary for a lot of people.
So as you look at the business you're dealing with, what have the more successful ones that have been able to make that transition, what have they done to make that shift?
It all starts at first in assessing, scanning the environment. And when I say scanning the environment, I mean taking a look at what is our culture organizationally, internally today. What are our values? What are the attitudes that our employees hold? What are the expectations? What are our business objectives? What are we trying to accomplish? Okay. And then from that, taking a look at, okay, how do we need to refine and shape and build a culture that supports and drives where we're trying to go?
Who do you think should be involved in that values conversation? Just the ownership, executives, all the employees? Give us an idea there.
Actually, I believe all of the employees, but to a different, at a different extent. At the executive level, that is, I think, one of the most important level, because at the executive level, if the executive level is not in support of the values and the mission and the vision and the attitudes, then people are going to go in different directions. But if you have the executive team demonstrating their support towards a set of core values and standards and expectations, and that support then cascades down, you're going to more than likely get the behaviors that you're looking for. Now, to answer the other part of that question, in developing who should be involved in the process of building a refined culture, executives, yes, but also, I said everyone else, down to the frontline employee.
Why is that?
The reason is because the frontline employee, and generally speaking, is the one that is closest, generally, to the product or to the customer or to the service that's being provided to the customer.
Yes.
So that exchange right there, we need to tap into the dynamics of that exchange.
It's really a different knowledge set.
Exactly. Yeah. And what I suggest to clients is take a look at also what your customers value. Because the executive team could value all of these things over here, but then try to sell a product or a service to a customer segment group, but that segment group has an entirely different set of values.
Okay.
So tapping into that as well.
That makes sense.
And then tapping into the perspectives of the frontline employees, because they have visibility to a lot of things that supervisors, mid-level management, and executives don't have visibility to. So getting multi-dimensional perspectives, doing a 360-degree analysis on perspectives of what is valuable to you in terms of X. Taking that input and then building your values, which then serves as the foundation for your culture.
Cheryl, I wish we had more time. That's excellent information. Perhaps we can continue the conversation on Facebook. Now, we've learned a lot from our HR consultant, but what we're going to do next is talk about how we can build our sales team, as well as how we can pay for that sales team with two of our next guests. So come back with us.